Well, Greg Dimaio.
How come on a busy night I always have two clickers?
They better both work. Well, we were talking about how busy you've been for the last few days tracking this storm.
Since Monday.
But so is it just that kind of storm that's been easy to see, or is it because technology has improved so much that we can find them?
I think about 70% of the fact that technology is so much better, 30% of the fact that this storm has kind of taken a classical track for Chicago snow. But for me to go on the air Monday night and say a potential big storm for Friday,
and here
a little bit gutsy on my part, but also a lot of confidence in the fact that these models generally tend to do a pretty good job.
Than they used to be.
Than they used to be, yeah. So instead of 2 days of questions, I get 5 days.
Right.
It's all fun, right? Let's go straight to the radar. This is exactly what you need to know. It's snowing, raining, sleeting, all in one particular area, but this is the information that we want to pass on to you very quickly. Freezing rain, sleet, and light snow now beginning to move into the south suburbs of Chicago, including the south side of Chicago right now. In fact, we do expect the bulk of the accumulating snow to probably begin still sometime after about the midnight hour. And then after that, we expect anywhere between 1 to as much as 2 inches per hour, generally between around, say, 3 a.m. and about 9 a.m. And that could lead to as much as 8 to 16 inches of snow by the time this whole thing is all said and done. But the next big question is this. I know a lot of superintendents, principals, teachers, and parents want to know exactly what it's going to be like 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. This is how much snow we think will be on the ground, generally about 6 inches. We expect the temperature to be right around 30 degrees, wind out of the northeast at about 30 miles per hour, and that visibility generally about a quarter to about a half mile or so. So even though you may have a four-wheel drive vehicle and say, oh, I can get through this kind of stuff, think about the bus drivers trying to keep those big yellow buses in a straight line. So go ahead and cancel school. This is going to be a nasty storm. Check out what we have going on right now. You can see the way that rain-snow line is running right up through here. This is all rain. This is all snow. And the bulk of this precipitation is still coming down in the form of sleet and freezing rain right here in Chicago. In fact, off to the west of us, temperatures are only in the 20s, while at Midway Airport it's 34. Gary, Indiana right now checking in at 37 degrees. In places like Kankakee, it's 37, while it's only 21, actually just to the north of us, up in Rockford. So here's the other stuff you need to know as well. Look at where the storm has been. Check out how much has come down across portions of Oklahoma City and on up into much of, say, western areas of Missouri, anywhere between about 8 to 16 inches, and we expect the swath of snow to continue northward right into Chicago. In fact, this entire area shaded in blue will get anywhere between about 6 to 12 inches. Right in through here, we expect maybe about 10 to 12, but there could be just a little swath of precipitation that comes down in the form of what we call thunder snow. That means we'll see some lightning, hear some thunder, and that could ramp up those accumulations from generally around LaSalle up to about Aurora, up into the north side of Chicago, to as much as 15 to 16 inches, making this quite possibly the second strongest storm in Chicago since the big hurricane, at least the big snowstorm back in 1979. 26 right now at Harefield, 21 up in Rockford. Temperatures a little bit cooler as you head north and west, but just to the south and east of us, readings generally in the upper 30s to low 40s, and that's where some of that precipitation is coming down in the form of some sleet and freezing rain. So here's the weather map for about midnight tonight. You can see the way the storm system is in the perfect spot for heavy snow for Chicago. It'll continue to move northbound very, very slowly. It's going to continue to gobble up some moisture. It's got a lot of cold air to begin with, but the front part of it could produce, as we're seeing right now, a little bit of sleet and some freezing rain. But I think probably within the next hour or so, once that rain begins to cool off the air mass, in advance of the storm, it'll probably go back to all snow, and that's what we see happening for early tomorrow morning through early tomorrow afternoon. But look how quickly it basically pulls up the stakes and yanks itself off to the north and east. So we think by about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, all the snow will basically be over with.